Hello and welcome to One Perfect Enemy, the series in which I take a look at enemies from video games that I consider to be perfect just the way they are. This includes their overall design, as well as what they contribute to the gameplay and even lore of their respective games. In previous videos, I took a look at the Headless Kamikaze from Serious Sam, as well as the Creeper from Minecraft. Go check those out if you want an analysis of those enemies as well. The links are in the description and in the annotated card in the corner. This video, however, is about the standard zombie from Half-Life 2. Unlike in Half-Life 1, where they were mostly just cannon fodder that stumbled through cramped hallways, they only unlock their true potential in the sequel. And the big reason for that? Physics. The core foundation of Half-Life 2 is built on said physics after all, with almost each gameplay element taking advantage of it. But no enemy does it better than the zombie. Initially introduced right at the beginning of the game, where they're briefly taken out with a pistol, one might be mistaken to think that they have nothing to offer like in Half-Life 1. However, not much later, the player reaches the biggest physics playground in gaming history, Ravenholm. And it is here where they're essentially being given a bucket full of tools and told to go nuts. And by tools, I mean every trap imaginable, and by go nuts, I mean slicing and dicing away through the halls of hell. There are so many incredible ways to take them out. Of course, you can be boring and just shoot them in the head, which already requires a little bit of skill. Miss the head and the attached trap simply wanders off to bite yours. Once you obtain the shotgun, however, the satisfaction levels are cranked up to the max. One shot isn't enough, but a combined 2 blasts from the alternate fire will pulverize their heads, showering the player in viscera and ooze. No other enemy in the game reacts this violently to having their thinking noodle turned into a plate of spaghetti with sauce and meatballs. However, Ravenholm is where the game's focus shifts more towards survival horror, and thus you aren't being given a lot of ammo. So while it's fun blasting them, you're better off using alternative methods. And Half-Life 2 welcomes you with open arms on that front, having given you the perfect toy for just that exact purpose previously, the gravity gun. Like a kid in a snowball fight, you can fling all kinds of physics props at the zombies. Toilets, radiators, barrels, all kinds of bowling balls to hurl at gore-covered pins. Hit them as hard as you can and watch their lifeless corpse jaunt into the air. But if you want to release all the dopamine your body has to offer, simply use the rainforest's biggest enemy, saw blades. They are one of the first ways of disposing zombies you get introduced to, immediately showing you the damage they can make. And my goodness, the word damage doesn't do it justice. Hi, German Peter here with the slicin saw, the fastest, easiest and most efficient way to chop, mince or dice any walking dead you might come across. Here's how it works. Obtain a saw blade with your gravity gun, press the button and you get finely sliced zombies in seconds. But wait, there's more. This slicin saw cuts not 1, not 2, not 3, but as many infested humans as you like, all without slowing down. And if you order now, we'll throw in this barrel of corpse bits for free. Don't ask where we got it from, we just want it gone. And it doesn't stop there, of course. You can also still fling explosive barrels at them to fulfill your dreams of creating a zombie-based space program, or use propane tanks to warm yourself in those cold winter months. The game even actively encourages you to set them ablaze with countless gas traps that are one spark away from making up for the lack of street lamps. And seeing zombies slowly char while hearing their wailing screams at the same time, oh, it's a joy. I'm not insane, leave me alone. But if you want more instantaneous gratification, you can make use of Father Grigori's hospitality and drop a goddamn car on them. Another detail I quite like is that when you shoot a paint can at them, it actually colors them white. It's completely superfluous to the actual gameplay, but damn me if it's not entertaining. I just wish you could paint them in all the colors of the rainbow, but oh well. As for the other zombie types, I really don't care for them. The fast zombies are simply too quick to be taken out by any of the traps, and the poison zombies have about twice as much health as I think they should have. I do, however, like how the zombine will attempt to blow up the player alongside itself, which comes at the surprise of nobody. The only problem they have is that they don't have the benefit of appearing in the source playground Ravenholm. I can't say much about the actual design of the zombies as it's pretty standard, aside from the burst chest, head crab and claws instead of hands. It is, however, pretty horrifying that the actual person underneath the crab is still somewhat conscious. When reversing their pain screams, you can actually hear that they're crying out, which has all kinds of uncomfortable implications.
God, help me!
At least zombies in other media are mostly brain dead. On the other hand, you are doing them a favor when you kill them. Well, unless you burn them alive, of course. Whoops. Overall, because the zombie can be destroyed in so many satisfying ways by utilizing the game's physics engine to its fullest potential, they are, in my eyes, one perfect enemy. But what do you think? Is there an enemy you think is even more perfect? Maybe even one from another game? Do let me know down below. And if this type of video interests you, do check out the previous 2 episodes as well. But for now, thank you very much for watching, have a wonderful day, and goodbye.